Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Startup Greece Talks. Today, I'm welcoming Rafail Kasapis from Apollo Green Solutions. Hi,
Hi there.
how are you doing
Thanks for
today?
the very good. Thanks a lot, and yeah, thanks for the invitation.
It's a pleasure having you here. And can you please tell me where you are currently? Because I know you're not in Greece.
Right. Yeah. In Cologne, Germany. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's why. Well, because I was born and raised in Germany. And now since last year, we're basically building up our startup cross-border Greece and Germany. Yeah. Το Ελληνάκι στην Γερμανία, το Γερμανάκι στην Ελλάδα. Uh, so
I
that's
didn't ask, do you kind of speak Greek?
Ναι, ναι, yeah, μιλάω και κάποια ελληνικά.
Ella.
Yeah.
Great.
The problem, so my issue is, yeah, sometimes I'm missing the words, but I
Yeah.
do speak, because that's, of
Same with
course.
me in German. It's okay.
Wir können gerne auch auf Deutsch reden, ja.
Genau, auf Deutsch. Na, das ist nicht eine gute Idee.
Not a good idea. We
So,
will practice.
I'm going to kind of try to explain Apollo Green Solutions.
Mhm.
So these guys here provide smart, smart energy solutions. I tried to pitch it before, and Rafael said it was a good try, so I'm gonna try it again. So these guys are technically monitoring, gathering data and analyzing data regarding companies' energy systems. So they're providing hardcore and soft, hardcore, good, Fabio. Hardware and software solutions in order for them to optimize not only energy expenditure, but also energy usage and sustainability in general, including some reporting solutions.
You can start with Apollo Green Solutions, yeah. Welcome to the team.
Please
You're,
tell me anything about it that I should know. When did you start? Why did you start? Why was it important for me? How long ago?
yeah.
Should
A really good question. Because we started completely different, and as you say in the startup world, we pivoted.
yeah.
So we started with becoming a turnkey solution, turnkey provider for photovoltaic solutions.
Yeah.
Um, with with the ability to track that online. So whatever your PV production, PV solution is producing.
Yeah.
We started with that. We had a good problem solution fit. However, when we got to the market, we figured out, yeah, we're not alone in the
In the
target
field, yeah.
polycategories, multi-tenant. Yeah, it was very difficult, very hard. So we pivoted. It
How
was
long ago was that?
yeah, we started last year in July.
July.
So yeah, 10 months back. Um, Even though we failed there, or not failed, but we pivoted. I think it was a very good and helpful experience
Yeah.
and learnings. From there, basically, we learned, well, the grid congestion topic. So we can't, I mean, we're shifting from centralized to decentralized energy production, from weather independent to weather dependent. The grid legacy infrastructure is not made for that. On top of that, we are becoming more and more regulatory topics like
Mm.
building performance,
Mm-hmm.
ESG reporting, um, et cetera, which companies have to comply with. We have yeah, legacy infrastructure that we have the push for a green transition everywhere, which is much
Everywhere,
needed.
yeah.
And that basically we understood from there. Then also, yeah, current challenges on the market, on the clients we had, or we were talking that back in the time, and understood that energy is not efficiently managed today. And from there, basically, we then started to look into current solutions, start why those solutions are not accelerating, not scaling up, and the clients continue to have issues there. That is then how we basically pivoted to a integrated and smart energy management system. You already said that, right? We provide the hardware to make energy relevant data accessible. We provide the software for reporting, etc. But we're also utilizing the data to then make the right decisions based on the available data and your energy system.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. I understand, pardon, just like you said, there are some things that are currently pushing not only big corporations, but also small and medium enterprises to go even more seriously into the reporting era, into the data collecting era, etc., etc. One of those pushes, for at least what I know, is that also small and medium enterprises are going to have to report for carbon emissions from 2024 on, at least according to the current ESG legislations, regulations, etc. So what do you think is the main push towards this transition for these companies? And can you give me any sorts of estimations about how many companies are trying to utilize solutions like that? I know it's not in the line of questions that I had in mind, but I'm just having this question.
Yeah. The main drivers, other than just regulations, I mean, they're clear, right? One is costs. We are in currently a challenging business environment. Costs increase everywhere, especially for energy, that we've seen in the past. Of course, the pressure there got lower, but still, energy prices to be expected to raise during the long term. Just having that in mind, that hey, with the help of technology, I can benefit by making my energy, manage that more efficiently, reduce my costs. Next to complying with regulations, I have a direct economical impact, which is, favorable to any organization. On top of that, the whole piece of marketing, having a greener operations, because what we also have to understand during the day, when we have a lot of sun, for example, we have a lot of overproduction of renewables. So if I buy, for example, during the day and fill, for example, my battery, I also contribute to a green energy transition. On top of that, really doing something good to the environment, and by that also reducing my CO2 impact, because I have more greener energy during the day than in the afternoon hours. Compliance is one thing, but also on top of that, economical or the economical benefit and
financial aspect of
everything around it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. In Germany, most of the companies, and I think in Greece it's the same. In Greece we have 99% of SMEs, from if I recall correctly. Germany we have more bigger, large multinationals, but also there we have a lot of companies within the medium-sized companies. So if you tell me now also medium-sized companies have to comply, we speak about thousands, if not millions, of companies affected within the European Union. If it comes to markets, so of course we did our homework, and we see that by 2030, the market for energy management solutions will be double globally, from I think around about 45 billion to 100, no, even almost 3 times, but over 100 billion market globally, which we're talking about that. And it makes sense because you're saying that, right? You have to comply, you have to report.
Yeah, it's mandatory mandatory reporting, ESG reporting and carbon emissions reporting for small companies too. So that's not the only change in this in the legislation space. So there's also other sorts of, at least from what I have read, other sorts of compliances that they should follow in the upcoming years, especially with the new Green Deal inputs. So it's not only going to be the financial help that they will get by reducing expenditure. It's also yeah, and it's just for more and more companies. So I understand that it's a growing market. It only makes sense that it is a growing market. But before I go to the market related questions, I would like to ask how. So I get the solution. How does it technically work? So you go to a company. What do you sell? How do you make money?
So we often you have some data available. There we go with a software piece. Many times the data is not available somewhere, but they have the right hardware.
Yeah.
There we provide a little bit of professional services.
Yeah.
Yeah. Professional services to make that accessible. And if we see, and if the client also need hardware, then we can also provide complementary hardware to retrofit the infrastructure and make it smart. Yeah, it's two revenue streams. You can say one is software as a service, so the software piece together with the intelligence. And the second one is professional services, and together, means then fuel for our clients to skyrocket.
Makes perfect sense. And what would you say? Who would you say that you would approach if you had to approach an ideal customer? I know that this changes, especially with the needs of the market. But right now, if you had to choose an ideal customer, what would it be? Who would it be?
So our focus is on commercial and industrial buildings. We, for the moment, talk to a variety of customers or a variety of sectors. We do see common patterns of issues they all have. Therefore, for the moment, we don't have this one ideal customer. However, we have some characteristics of our customers, those patterns I was talking. Yeah, sure. They have either one or more commercial buildings. They have a quite mature system, like the energy system, which often includes also a photovoltaic solution, an EV, or a battery next to the energy demand in the operations. They have to comply or want to comply to certain regulatory aspects, either it's ESG or something internally they have for their investors or for their banks. Those are like the three characteristics that our customers bring with them.
Absolutely, yeah, makes sense. Great. Okay, so I understand that you are currently based there, but you're also working with great companies, right? And you're planning on going internationally and have already started that, right?
Correct. Yeah. So we have in Greece now a good lead pipeline, which we're now converting. We have in Germany clients, which we are working with, industrial clients, and now we are looking to the US as well as Asia. US, we will be in August, for longer, hopefully longer period, to understand the market there, to potentially also already do some pilots. And in Asia we now first steps on like creating a network, understanding the market. But we plan from the very beginning have an international setup and international client base. And we see that also with the customers in Germany. They are multinationals, they have business everywhere. So once we have the buy-in in the headquarters, we will then also further grow in the regions.
There must be some differences in the different markets. So I understand that the US markets, European market are very different. If you could like provide me with some ideas like you did before, with numbers and estimations about how big the market is here and there, what the differences are, and how is this causing any sorts of difficulties for you?
Only the US with its states. You can compare that to Europe. So just to give it like a dimension. Then you have in the US on state level, so Colorado, New York City, New Jersey, etc. Everyone has its own local laws. So which it's really like you have such a variety
like
and
with the law,
exactly. So our strategy is not to now conquer the whole market, but divide and conquer. So we start on the East Coast where we have first contact points and some good partnerships to be built up or to be announced basically pretty soon. There also in New York, for example, you have a local law 97, which buildings and companies have to become more efficient by year to year. That's, for example, something that plays us in the hand. Again, it's a growing market there. In the whole thing, not even mentioned cultural aspects. The culture difference only in Europe are already tremendous. So if I see compare now, for example, Greek and German culture, that's already like very
that's what I want to say.
different.
There's a cultural difference in the gap within Europe in this small distance. So imagine the other thing.
Exactly. So that's staying focused on one thing. New York, East Coast, US. Probably we need to figure out whether it's Singapore or another like different country in Asia as first entry point. Then really, and this is why I said, okay, we now go to Asia. We go and understand the market first before taking our product there and saying, here, use it, because it's now built up on
absolutely
European
standard
culture and companies which are different, and standards, of course.
Absolutely. That's it literally needs a day to discuss, and I get that this can be very challenging, especially because I assume that it takes also loads of traveling, because online is good, but it's probably much more efficient if you travel, talk to these people up close, understand, maybe even like stay there to work with them, understand what challenges they're facing.
Absolutely, yeah. The closer you are to the customer, the better you understand, and the better your product at the end is. We, for example, also just sharing a little bit also like our methodologies and stuff. We existing since 10 months. It's a short period of time if you consider that we already also pivoted and we are bootstrapping. So that makes it like it feels like you are in war with everything. You can't. You need a high performing team. You can't waste money on prototypes. It's a lot of things that, yeah, come with bootstrapping. A lot of more challenges that come with bootstrapping methodology. So that's why we, for example, we have our MVP release, so people can use it, the software. However, it's until I say I have a final product, it's a long way to go. And this is basically because we co-develop the features with our clients now in the early stages. So, and there you have to be close.
It's tailored to their needs, right?
Yeah, so, yes and no. With this, we will, and we see certain patterns which we will make available, or which we will take into the core of our platform, making it available for everyone. But then, of course, you have some industry-specific specifics, which we then create models around that. Because yeah, if we now do some tailored customer-specific development, then we will not be able to scale at a later stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why, we have some patterns that's going into the core product, and then there's individual things we modularize there for the client.
Absolutely. I think that except for bootstrapping, and you can correct me, one of the hardest things is that you are technically competing with the old school providers, right? Can you tell me more about it?
Yeah, it's it's funny because yesterday I just had this conversation with a client who's saying like, yeah, a large real estate development group in a European country, and they were telling, yeah, we are talking with big brands we all know, starting with S from Germany, for their system. Until I showed him our user interface, and then he was like, "Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's easy to use." And that was for me like already like, yeah, like feedback saying, "Okay, you go into the right direction." We are very much aware of those of the software or the product the big boys are have on the market. It's way less user friendly. It's way less costly. We provide, like we set your organization up within minutes. If you talk to the big boys, they have million euro programs to set up the MVP, like the first version within your company. So it's the speed we have on the user friendliness, as well as then the state of the art data models and machine learning models that are currently in development. That is making us different, and this is something that is much appreciated and that counts in a fast speed transition everyone wants to have. You can't spend 2 years on, hey, I'm implementing that software within 2 years in the organization, and then I have to spend another 5 years to integrate all the data. So it's we do that in a much shorter time.
So if we could sum it up, you would say that it's just like you said, state of the art data models, right?
Right.
Time efficiency.
Time.
User friendliness.
User friendliness, yeah.
Okay. Maybe the question is stupid, but I'm gonna do it. When big corporations, big companies like the big boys that you just said have all of these resources, why aren't they competitive? Why don't they surpass these competitive advantages that you offer?
Sorry, you were like, why they're not surpassing the?
Yeah, I mean, they have all the resources and all the talent in the world, and how come that you have like created such a solution that you say is much more advantageous?
They might have them on the roadmap, yeah. at this moment, like these big boys, they are going to target also big boys that can
afford
have
the
the
solution.
financial resources to then
Yeah.
implement those software, right? Yeah, we are not focusing on only the multinational groups. That was now by accident that we have one in our
Okay.
portfolio. However, our software can be also used by Stavrula's company in Trikala, or by I don't know, the Impact Hub in Athens. That is just exactly.
So there's a big gap between what these companies can provide and what the customer can afford.
True.
So
Exactly.
we could say that you're bridging the gap by being somewhere in the middle, being able to provide cost-friendly solutions that are also implemented quickly, provide a state-of-the-art technology. So you can
Exactly.
offer it to this amount of people, and they can just keep on doing it for the rest of the world.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're hired, yeah. I can't
I'm
repeat
just making
myself.
things
Yeah.
simple to understand. That's my job, you know? I'm,
Yeah.
I'm here and I'm trying to help people get it.
Yeah. We are also looking for a side note. Now you're good
No,
where you
I would
are.
ask. I would ask if you're searching
Okay.
for talent. I will ask in a bit because
Okay, sure.
because I wanted to just make sure I have covered all of my topics. So things are changing. You need to diversify. How do you do that?
Yeah, at this moment, by having features that others do not have, and within the different industries, right? So a food processing company has different needs at the end, different operations than a office building or a company with office building. For the moment, we have hotel and logistics, but of course that can be extended to food processing companies mentioned. Yeah, different sectors at the end, which we are covering. So one is the product itself, having more features, and then of course in the different sectors, yeah, diversifying there.
So make it industry specific.
Correct.
Fridges, warehouses, this kind of stuff.
Correct.
So regarding your finances, I know that you're bootstrapping. Could you share anything, any numbers? Could. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you do. Whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, last year, disclaimer here, we have been pivoted, etc. We have, next to the software as a service piece we are building up right now, we have those professional services, right? So most of the revenue is coming from there right now. Just as a disclaimer, to be very direct and transparent. There we closed last year with 70K revenue, which is, I mean, from zero, quite a good number. This year we're going to be expected 3 to 4 times higher, and yeah, we do expect to get into the million of revenue by 20, which year is now? 25 then.
Good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it. And could we please talk a little bit more about the funding? So are you interested in raising some funds? When? How much?
We will be raising end of the year for sure. We don't know yet how much. This depends on a couple of factors that are currently outstanding. We have a grant, for example, grant application we submitted that is impacting our own ability to grow our customer base within the next 6 months. So all of that will then, of course, influence the amount we will be asking by end of the year. But we are looking for that. Yeah.
Okay. Any estimation about how much?
Very hard. It can really be from 300,000 up to 3 million. Everything right now is possible in that range. I think in the next 6 months will give us a better picture of the amount.
Okay, perfect. And lastly, I would like to wrap it up by giving to the people that are listening to us an idea about what the team consists of and whether you are searching for talent.
Yeah. We have a pretty diverse team from management. Alexandra, our chief of operations in Greece, myself. We have a full stack software developer. We have electrical engineers in the team too. And we are looking, for business developers and further, software developers. So if you know anyone,
I'm actually gonna make a call to action here. So we would be very happy and glad if anyone is listening to us and knows someone who would be interested in working in this industry, has the skills and experience to deal with let's say sustainable energy systems and optimizing energy systems, then please reach out to me through comments, through the LinkedIn account, Instagram, wherever you want, as well as Rafail too. And we will get back to you as soon as possible. And we would also like to get some feedback about what we said and what you think about Apollo Green Solutions. So that's a call to action. So act on it, guys. And we got it. So anything else that you would like to share regarding the solution or regarding the upcoming years or upcoming steps before we wrap it up?
We are super excited. I don't know, we're waking up. It's the weekend, and we're all like super on it. As you can see, otherwise we wouldn't be here. I don't know, we're super motivated. We're full of energy, and we would love to attract talents, but also have more companies joining us in that journey of a fast green transition to make this world a little bit of a better place. Other than that, thank you for the invitation. It was lots of fun. Also some unexpected questions. Okay. It was a good talk. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much too. I think we can cover even more and dive into more detail in some months that you will have also some new things for us. Also, I would like to congratulate you before we go, because I know that since the weekend, you're also Green Award winners. And
Yes.
I want to congratulate you publicly for that. So
thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thanks to the team. I mean,
thanks to exactly, of course. Team is force. I think team is, I have been saying this and I will keep on saying that team is everything. If team works nicely and smoothly, then I'm sure that there are solutions for everything. So I cannot wait to see what's going to happen with you. And I wish that you keep on moving internationally, bridging the gaps between the companies in need and the current lack of your solution in the industry. And I wish you all the best.